Known for its unspoiled natural beauty, Bali has an immensely varied landscape with rugged coastlines marked with pristine beaches, lush green hills, volcanoes, rice terraces, and dense forests. First, we decided to visit the Taman Ayun Temple, the mother temple of Mengwi Kingdom. In English, Taman means garden and Ayun means beautiful. So Taman Ayun means a holy place that is surrounded by beautiful water garden. Bali's best known attraction is its countless Hindu temples. The tiered black thatched roofs that we see on temples are made from a palm fiber, and this material is not permitted to be used for any roof other than those on temples. The elegant pagoda-like tiered structure is itself called a Meru, named after sacred Mount Meru, the home of gods. There also can be 11 tiers in a temple. The number of tiers is always an odd number.
Right now I'm here at Bali Sea Beach, and you can hear the roars of the sea waves, the sound of the sea waves, and it's tremendous. It's a tremendous feeling.
Later, as the day cooled, the sun had set, and the twilight took over, we prepared ourselves for a completely unique island adventure.
Now I'm at the Bali Zoo. You can see the deers out here.
The next day, we went for a night safari at the Bali Zoo. It was like a Jurassic Park feeling. We fed the elephants with corn. It was an amazing experience feeding the elephants. The unison drum beats made our heart dance with fathomless joy. After this, we saw the fire dance. This is one of the tribal dance form in Bali. The way the dancers were maneuvering the fire was really commendable.
What costume are you wearing?
Papua New Guinea.
Okay, and what is this instrument called?
We call djembe percussion.
Okay, thank you so much. Your name, please.
Agus.
The primary deity of Bali is Sanghyang Vidivasa, the all-in-one god. He is depicted by an empty throne wrapped in the pollen that is black and white chessboard pattern and protected by a ceremonial tedang that is umbrella. In every Balinese house, workplace and restaurants, there are some tiny offerings named kanang sari or sesajen, which are made up of leaf trays. These leaf trays are made daily and contains flowers, rice, salt, etc. They are set out with burning incense sticks and holy water is sprinkled 3 times a day before every meal. If you are a coffee enthusiast and want to experience the making of the most expensive coffee in the world, then Bali is the place. Here you can see the traditional process of making luwak coffee. Each stage of luwak coffee production in Tebasari agrotourism, from how the beans are eaten, digested and extracted by an animal called Asian palm civet, is seen here. The indigenous people discovered that the Asian palm civet favored eating coffee beans. The process of the bean passing through the digestive tract of the civet chemically alters the proteins in the Kopi Luwak coffee bean to yield more complex and smooth flavors not found in conventional coffees. Therefore, this coffee is made from the excreta of this animal named palm civet and is later roasted to make it consumable. All of Bali's mountains are volcanoes, some dormant and some still active. At 3,142 meters height, the magnificent Mount Agung dominates the landscape of East Bali and has not erupted since 1963. Much more active is Mount Batur, which permanently smolders and periodically produces a large bang and plumes of ashy smoke. At Tanalot Temple, we witnessed Kechat dance. It is a dance form where the tale of Ramayana is described from the portion of Sita Haran through various gestures and behavioral patterns.
right now I'm standing in front of the Indian Ocean, and you can see the vastness, the magnanimity of the ocean, and the roars and its sounds. It's beautiful, and above this ocean, a very nice temple, Balinese temple is there, which is named Tanah Lot Temple. So Tanah Lot Temple is situated right, is constructed right above this Indian Ocean.
The 9 directional temples are the largest and most prominent. These are located at strategic points across Bali and are designed to protect the island and its inhabitants from dark forces. Tanah Lot is one such temple located at the southern tip of Bali.
Now I have two students who are they are from Bali, and they are students, and they would like to say something about Tanah Lot Temple. So yes, please, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay. First of all, we have Tanah Lot station in Tabanan Regency. Tanah Lot is very beautiful, small island. It's located about 20 kilometers far than Pasar City. Tanah Lot is derived from two words. There are Tanah and Lot. Tanah means land and Lot means sea. So Tanah Lot means land in the sea. Tanah Lot was built by Dangyanirata in the 15th centuries. Since Hindu pressed for Java Island, he came to Bali to spread out the Hindu religion by building up many temples. Tanah Lot is surrounded by the seawater at high tide, and high on the cliff stand up the temple. It's decorated by a green vegetation.
Most of the coastline of Bali is fringed by beaches. High cliffs drop straight to the crushing waves of Indian Ocean.
I am at Jimbaran Beach right now, and you can see the waves out here are very calm and quiet, very smooth and soothing waves. The waves are not so rough. Whereas there is another beach at Bali, Indonesia, which is called Seminyak Beach. And the Seminyak Beach, there the sea is very rough, and both the wind and the sea waves can take you anywhere. The sea is so rough. You can see the waves are breaking over here, very near to the seashore. The waves are breaking very near to the seashore, so it's not so much rough.
Bali provides a picturesque backdrop to its colorful and deeply spiritual culture. Unlike any other island in a largely Muslim Indonesia, Bali is a pocket of Hindu religion and culture. Every aspect of Balinese life is suffused with religion. Bali is a state of mind and state of being, where you can witness the sunset dance performances, gaze across an ocean rippled by swells that arise with metronomic precision.
Today is my last day at Bali, Indonesia. I had a wonderful time here at Bali, and the people here are very nice, very sweet. Their behavior towards us, towards their guests, are very sweet, very warm. They endear you so much that you don't understand that this is a separate land. This is not your own country. You think that this is your own land. So yes, it was a wonderful experience, and
the culture of Balinese people is very similar to the Indians. Their culture, their religion has a lot of similarities with us, with Indians. So today, signing off for now. We'll meet you in yet another travel show of mine. Bye bye.